What's up guys, Hobbo88 here and welcome back to rFactor and more Speedway content. That's right, we're doing some more runs in the sprint cars and I'm really excited about this particular video. So recently a number of people have been asking about Australian tracks. Obviously I'm an Australian person and I know and have personally been to a lot of the tracks here in Australia. And people have been asking me to do content of Australian tracks. Now, there's a lot of dud ones, which is why I don't tend to do them. But I have recently joined a league, ASL league, and I've been searching high and low. I've done a huge amount of research in looking into all of the different tracks that I can find. I've downloaded basically everything and anything, and there's been a couple of really quite good little finds that have popped up. So Maze Block asked, is there any Australian tracks you can get? Little Chappie 223, do they have any of the Australian tracks in game? Tyson Williams, you should do some Australian tracks. So you guys are asking for it, so I've done the hard yards, I've had a look, and I'm especially excited about this particular video. So I'm going to run here in the Big Ant number 16 sprint car. No particular reason, it's obviously not a driver, it's a fantasy skin, but I also felt this was kind of relevant, being that they're an Australian developer, and some of you guys might or might not know that they were the ones who made the World of Outlaws game for the PS3, and recently we're looking at trying to make a new PS4 game that didn't make it through crowdfunding. But anyway, I'm going to run with their car for this video for no real reason other than that. But this is where I'm excited. So looking through here, you can see I've got a huge big amount of tracks now installed here. You know, all of these have got multiple versions and things in them. But the one that really twigged to me was one I didn't realise existed, which was Premier Speedway in Warrnambool. So Sungold Stadium, the home of the Grand Annual Sprintcar Classic, along with other, well, a lot of other big events that they do throughout the year. But that's their hallmark, the Grand Annual Sprintcar Classic. And I didn't realise that there was a version of this track in rFactor. As soon as I saw it, I got excited, but only slightly, because most of the Australian tracks are of very poor quality. But I was extremely pleased to find out that this one has been done pretty well. Perhaps not up to the standard of Dirtworks Designs sort of stuff, but still very good. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to have a run there. We're going to do, let's do a 30 lap race. In the afternoon is fine. 17 drivers. Let's bump up the difficulty a little bit more. Hot laps. Yeah, we'll leave all that. That's fine. We're not going to do qualifying or any of that sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and load it up. Go and have a look. And I'm excited. I'm actually running the regrip version, which is the slick track. There's a grippy track as well, but I'm going to go with the slick track because encourages a little bit of driving around the high line, the fence, which is what I like to do. So they're still a bit glitchy. Like you look here, we've loaded directly into one of the cars. This camera, I don't know what that is, but it's pointing straight into a wall. But I'm just going to quickly go in here and change a couple of things. I think we probably want it to be a little bit shorter. It's only a quarter-mile track. And we'll just quickly check the steering lock is correct. This is actually the big block modified garage screen, I think, that I've got here at the minute, but that's alright. I'll quickly check my settings, make sure that all this is right, which it is. So I've got everything turned off except for invulnerability. Alright, let's go out, let's do some laps. What we will find here is some cars flying through the air and stuff, as is usually the case with anything that's not Dirtworks Designs made, but that's okay. I can't say that the pit is all that authentic, but it's better than just having a big open space with nothing. Oops. Because I think that looks ridiculous. So it's good that they've gone to the effort of putting in some stuff in the pits, although in reality I don't know that they necessarily look too much like this. But here we go. This is the track. And I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to go straight across to the run road. So if you look straight ahead up on the right hand side, that's the back straight grandstand, and that's where I sit whenever I come to this track. This is my favourite track to go to, and I would argue that it's the best track that Australia has. But obviously there's a fair case to be made for a few others as well. So let's cut some laps. There's a little bit of a wonky line in turn 2 for the AI, where they sort of dart from the bottom to the top. Other than that, it's all pretty good. Look at that. You'll see a little bit of that here in the practice. And that's just AI. They're not programmed smart enough to know better. The track file's not really designed for AI, I don't think. That's the problem with a lot of the rFactor stuff, is that it's built for online racing. It's not built for... Whoa! It's not built for AI. It's only really built for online racing with people, real people, so... Every time I go past that pit gate though, I worry that we're going to get clobbered. So Premier Speedway is one of those tracks that is really, really good because depending on the weather conditions really, the clay here will really present a lot of different racing lines. Typically it'll slick up in the middle and you'll see guys either running around the bottom or around the fence. Sometimes, you know, you might only get one of those, and then sometimes you'll also get the middle goes from rubbering, like goes from slick to rubbering up, end up with rubber in the middle. That's not too exciting to watch, but I've seen several times, especially some of the American drivers. I have to admit, some of the American drivers over the years, Craig Delansky, one that comes to mind. Joe Saldana a few years ago as well. When they came to this track and the track was in the right condition, seeing those guys run around the boards on the high line here and just pass everybody is incredible to watch. And in my opinion, probably the best driving I've ever seen has come from this track. And you know, that's saying something because I've watched a lot of motorsports. But all in all, this is seems like a very accurate representation of Premier Speedway. Down at turn 1, you've sort of got nothing there, and then you've got the terrace on the outside, and then it goes to a grandstand. It's not perfect, but it's alright. And then up here, it's actually a huge mountain on the right-hand side there, Mount Max, and they've just put a stand in. But you get the feeling that it's the same, you know. It feels like Premier Speedway, and the track itself seems to be the right shape, size and diameter, all that sort of stuff. It might be a little bit wide, maybe, but maybe not. It's pretty close. And I could literally just drive here all day because I love this track, and I wish I had known earlier that it was actually available on rFactor. Right up on the top. Beautiful. And the idea of coming here in summer and watching the Grand Annual Sprintcar Classic, which is, I've got no idea what that ball is there for. I've only just noticed that. The Grand Annual Sprintcar Classic, over 100 sprint cars normally. One of the biggest events of the year in Australian motorsport, especially in Speedway. So we're just going to leave that there. That was a heap of fun. I'm actually still a little bit faster than the opposition, but that's alright. We're going to start at the back. Oh, now something that I didn't think about. I can see the car's smoking there. I probably want to go in here and change the class package, which I don't know if I can do. We'll just have to see if that worked or not. But anyway, let's go out and have a bit of fun. Let's do this race. Skip qualifying. We'll start at the back in the Big Ant Studios 410 sprint car. Here we go. Oh.
Green, 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 green.
Completely missed the start. hopefully they start to thin out a bit and actually race them a bit. Sort of see the AI goes a bit wobbly in turn 2. Oh, I get a mega run around the top. Jammed up in traffic a little bit there. So in addition to looking at tracks and all that sort of stuff, I've also been looking at content. I have gone back and downloaded the Boz Sprint Cars, which is the traditional sprint car mod for rFactor. I used to drive it a long time ago, but haven't in ages, didn't even still have the files, had to re-download it all. But I've done that with the mind of perhaps doing some online racing, because that's what is usually commonly used for league racing online, is the Boz Sprint Car mod. The car's a little bit harder to drive, I find, and the AI, well, don't even bother. The good thing about the Boz Sprint Cars is that there's plenty of Australian skins and liveries and things like that, and I'll probably end up doing a couple of hot lap videos of some of the other Australian tracks rather than full races like this, mainly due to AI problems. And if I do, I'll use Boz Sprint Cars mod probably for those, so you guys can see some of the skins. Oh, massive checkup. But it does feel a little bit funny to have American cars out on the track here, not the familiar Australian skins that we're used to seeing in real life. Trying to get around these couple. Going 3 wide is not ideal. Now we've cleared them. I got no idea what position we're in. We got lap traffic by the look of it up here. Before you come hassling me looking for download links and all that sort of stuff, because I know you guys have asked about that sort of thing a few times, I'm pretty sure the only way I could find this particular track was through the ASL league that I've joined, which is on Facebook. Aussie Sprint Car League, Aussie Sim Racing League, I can't remember what the S stands for, but it's a closed group. You can go there and sign up if you're interested in racing these things, and that's where I went to get a lot of this content. But most of it's available on sprintcarsonline.com and other places around the net. But this is the only place I've been able to find specifically a Premier Speedway track, and this track is an ASL track, so it might be the only spot you can get it. Oh, so good. Just run that high line. Got no idea how many laps we got left. I've got no idea what position we're in. None of that matters. Just keep hammering the cushion. I get the feeling that we're in 5th place here at the minute, but I could be wrong about all that. 30 laps, one of the longer sort of races that I've done, but around here 30 laps doesn't last very long. Just keep going around the top. In all honesty, this is the track that got me so... Whoa! Oh! It's gone horribly wrong. And I cannot stop the car from spinning. We've actually broken the car. With that one? Oh my! Oh, would you have a look at that? Wow. I didn't even know you could do that, to be honest. I had invulnerability turned on, so you tell me. Well, that's brought that to a sudden end. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more like it. And that's it for this, so we'll see you guys in the next one.